and Prairie du Chien to our right here in the first half. Glad you're with us tonight on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC and KDECradio.com. Hello, Ruth Price.
Yeah, bet, Ruth. I hope you're having a good evening. Got a nice card from her the other day. Appreciate that, Ruth.
Zach Nicias and Sean Schindler will jump center. Kevin Wiedemeyer tosses the ball up. It's controlled by Decorah. Nick Bachman will bring it to the front court to our left. Bachman against the Prairie man-to-man. Passes to Mr. Clutch. Bryce Hosting on the right wing. Right corner to Peyton Stock. Stock driving the baseline, goes up, had the ball stripped. Loose ball taken by Prairie du Chien. It was Nate Banasic who got it. Banasic, a hand pass to Connor George to the free throw line. Kicks it back between the circles to Sagadol. Chaz Sagadol, the junior, leaves it between the circles. Top of the key to Hoganson. Hoganson to Connor George on the right side. A three-pointer is up and good.
And Bachman got himself screened about 5 times coming through that lane.
George, the leading scorer for Prairie du Chien, makes it 3-0, 45 seconds in. Stock tried to get it to Bachman. Ball through his hands. It's taken away by Connor George. George driving down the lane, puts it up off the glass. No good. Deflected rebound out of bounds, and it will be Decorah basketball. 7:04 to play first quarter. It is a 3-0 lead, and now they're going to say it's Prairie du Chien basketball.
Well, didn't have a great angle on that, Darren.
Connor George goes to Sagadol between the circles, guarded by Bachman. Decorah coming out in a man-for-man. Leaves it top of the key to Banasic, who directs traffic. Banasic right of the circle to Sagadol. Sagadol on the left side to Hoganson. Hoganson underneath at the left block to Banasic. He'll dribble to the free throw line, kicks it to Hoganson on a backdoor cut. A foul is going to be called on Loudon Rockweiler.
That's the trouble with Prairie du Chien, and I've always seen it in the past as well, Darren. They can hit from outside, so you kind of get tempted into going out. But if you do that, you leave that middle open, and they have a great set plays. Coached very well.
Casey Hoganson averaging 7.7 points a game. Puts up the first free throw, no good. Second one in play with 6:44 to play here in the first quarter of a 3-0 Prairie du Chien lead. Second one coming for Hoganson. It's up. It's good. It's a 4-0 lead for the Blackhawks, and Prairie du Chien will press. Inbounds it comes to Hosting. Now to Bachman. Up the right side of the floor to Peyton Stock. He'll skip it over to Rockweiler, left wing at the free throw line to Hosting. Right of the circle to Stock. Stock kicks it back between the circles to Bachman. Bachman on the dribble against the defensive George. Left of the circle to Loudon Rockweiler. Rockweiler's pass knocked away by Sagadol. Taken away by Sagadol for the Blackhawks. Sagadol up into the front court. Stops at the left block against Schindler. A bounce pass on the left wing to Connor George, who will reset in the midcourt area. Passes on the left side to Sagadol. On the left wing to Banasic. Left of the circle to Sagadol. Right side to George. George on the right wing. Top of the key to Hoganson. Hoganson to Sagadol. Puts up a wild shot on the drive to the block. No good. Got it back on the right block. Kicks it to the right wing for Connor George's three-point attempt. No good. Sagadol the rebound. He'll put it up and in. And JC takes a 30-second timeout. We are 2:07 into the game. A 6-0 lead for the Blackhawks. And offensive rebounding for Prairie du Chien, giving them a third chance opportunity in 2 points.
And that's never gonna win a ball game for you, Darren. And the other thing that's happened here, of course, on offensive end for Decorah, we haven't had a shot to speak of. I mean, we had kind of what looked like it was going to be a shot. The ball got stripped before it got actually put up toward the basket. We've had already 3 turnovers at the offensive end.
Athleticism, quickness, and a lot of length and wingspan on this Prairie du Chien team.
Well, they're road runners. I mean, they all look kind of the same out there, and they get after you.
Technically, they're Blackhawks, but
I don't know. Is that appropriate?
No. They apparently think so over there. Up into the front court comes Bachman, just pointing out they haven't changed the nickname yet. So Bachman around the screen to the right side. On the dribble into the lane. Passes in the left corner to Hosting. Hosting on the left wing to Loudon Rockweiler. Loudon with a jab step around a Schindler screen to the top of the key. Passes on the right side to Hosting. Hosting guarded by Hoganson. Hosting drives to the right block. Puts it up off the glass and in. Bryce Hosting gets the first olive out for Decorah.
Good. Kind of the hero for the last couple games.
He hit the game-winning shot in the last 2 nights. Passing on the left side to Banasic is Prairie du Chien. Nate will hold and look. Left of the circle to George. Right of the circle to Hoganson. Hoganson guarded by Rockweiler between the circles to Sagadol. Skips it over in the right corner to Hoganson. Hoganson a bounce pass underneath to George at the right block. Turnaround shot up and good. George already with 5 for Prairie du Chien.
Very smooth shot, Darren.
8-2 Blackhawks, 4:40 to play first quarter. Bachman dribbles into a trap. Near side in the front court, passes on the far right side to Hoganson. Hoganson gets vocal instructions from Coach John Carlson. Passes deep in the midcourt area on the near left side to Loudon Rockweiler. He's guarded by Banasic. Rockweiler clears out the right side of the offense, still on the dribble. Passes left of the circle to Hosting. Hosting on the drive of the lane. Goes right corner to Rockweiler. His 3 is no good, but Hosting going to get charged with an offensive foul on the drive.
Yep, that's another turnover, Darren.
Bryce with his first foul, team's second. And Prairie du Chien comes in with Drew Scott with Wesley Schwager. Also coming into the game, Jacob Lenzendorf. It's Adam Hovden, Tim Meyer in for Decorah. Hoganson with the basketball for Prairie du Chien. Halfway point first quarter, 8-2 Blackhawks. In the lane to Schwager. Underneath at the right block to Scott. Layup no good. Rebound taken by Adam Hovden for Decorah. Out of Tim Meyer, who dribbles across the timeline to our left. Head and shoulder fake to the right side. Leaves it on the right wing to Bryce Hosting. Hosting retreats to the midcourt area. Passes far right wing to Meyer. Underneath towards Schindler. And it's punched out of bounds by the defense of Schwager.
That patented man-to-man defense by Prairie du Chien.
And the intensity is been there from the get-go, as you would expect. On the right wing with it is Hosting. Hosting leaves it to Hovden at the free throw line. Put up a wild shot, no good, but he was fouled on the floor by Drew Scott for Prairie du Chien's first foul.
I like it when Hovden comes in. He brings a little energy to the floor and gives him a little different change of pace.
8-2 Prairie du Chien, 3:35 to play first quarter. Bachman plays it baseline right, front court to our left. Right corner to Schindler. Top of the key to Hosting. An 18-footer is no good. Rebound deflected out of bounds. Decorah will keep it baseline left. 3:29 to play first quarter. So far, the Blackhawks at 10-2, leading 8-2. Both these teams on 4-game winning streaks. Meyer with it left baseline, had it stripped, knocked away, taken away by Jacob Lenzendorf for Prairie du Chien. Lenzendorf passes on the near right wing to Hoganson. Hoganson takes a dribble against Schmelzer, goes top of the key to Scott. Scott on the left side of Lenzendorf, top of the key to counter George. George on the drive of the lane, had it stripped away by Meyer. He falls to the floor, but there's going to be a reach-in foul called on Prairie du Chien. No, a timeout asked for by Prairie du Chien. It'll be a 30-second timeout as George able to keep possession on that one. 3:08 to play first quarter, and so far, it's an 8-2 lead for Prairie du Chien.
Well, and again, it's exactly what I expected to see out there. Decorah has a little bit of difficulty a lot of times coming out of the shoot. And I tell you what, having 5 turnovers down on the offensive end without getting a shot, they're not giving us any second or third shots. So we got to make good on these opportunities.
Prairie du Chien will play it front court to our right. Baseline right trigger man will be counter George. George will hold and look. Goes in the right corner to Casey Hoganson. Hoganson dribbles to the right wing. Back to George in the right corner. Guarded by Bachman in the man-for-man. Top of the key to Hoganson. Left side to Schwager. Schwager underneath to George to the left block. Now to Lenzendorf. Dribbles to the free throw line. Left side to Schwager. Left corner to George. A 3 is up and a 3 is good. George already with 8. 11-2 Prairie du Chien. 2:45 to play first quarter. Hovden top of the key. Near left corner to Schmelzer. Top of the key to Meyer. Shot fake and a drive to the lane. Runner up from 5. No good. Rebound being fought for. Meyer goes to the floor to get it and leaves it off for Hovden, who lays it up. No good. Schindler tied up by Scott on the rebound. Alternating possession will go to Prairie du Chien. 2:31 to play first quarter. Blackhawks up 11-2.
There was a nice little exchange there. Decorah had certainly some good opportunities. Got to make good on those pickles. You don't want to leave them in the jar.
Or leave them out too long without putting them back in the jar. Right?
That's true. Yeah, you lose the crunch. In the biz, we call it turgor.
Left of the circle with it is Banasic. Banasic bounce pass underneath towards Scott at the left block. Layup good. Drew Scott with the first bench points for Prairie du Chien. The Blackhawks out to a 13-2 lead. 2:08 to play first quarter. Meyer dribbles across the timeline on the far right side. Throws it to nobody in particular. It's run down by Rockweiler just near the timeline, but his pass intercepted by Banasic for Prairie du Chien. Banasic up the left side of the floor. Goes left corner to Lenzendorf. Now on the left wing to Banasic on the left wing. Takes a dribble between the circles to Corey Check. Bounce pass on the near right side to Connor George. He's guarded by Bachman. He takes him to the right baseline. He hangs in the air from 8. The shot is up and missed. Rebound taken by Schindler. His pass knocked out by George, but run down in front of the Decorah bench by Bachman, who drives coast to coast. Fades away from 5. No good. Schindler got the board. Put it up. No good. But a foul is called on Prairie du Chien.
Credit Schindler for great work inside there, Darren, to keep that ball alive for Decorah.
Corey checked the foul, his first, team second. Schindler has struggled from the free throw line. He's a 47%er on the season. First one up, no good. 1:28 to play first quarter. It's a 13-2 lead for Prairie du Chien.
Well, I'll tell you what, what's going to have to happen here is Decorah is going to have to do a lot better job of taking care of the basketball. They need to slow down 1/2 a gear. They're going just a little too fast in a slow zone.
Schindler with another free throw attempt. It's up. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by Prairie du Chien. Banasic got it. Dribbles up the center of the floor. Deep on the left side to Sagadaw. Sagadaw on the left wing, guarded by Bachman between the circles to Hoganson. Hoganson passes on the right side to Lenzendorf. And a foul is going to be called on Prairie du Chien. An illegal screen on Nick Weber, his first, team's third. Brent Sharp, the outside official, right on the call. Him, Lyle Bushkowski, and Kevin Wiedemeyer, the crew here tonight.
Got a veteran crew, a good crew, Darren.
You bet. 1:10 to play first quarter. 13-2 the score. Prairie du Chien. Rockweiler shy of the timeline. Lobs across the timeline. Caught on the far right side by Hosting between the circles now to Bachman. Bachman retreats to the center circle on the dribble, guarded by Sagadaw. Goes high on the right to Peyton Stock. Stock now to Rockweiler, around a screen to the right side. He's guarded there by Banasic. A hand pass on the right wing to Bachman. Bachman around a screen to the top of the key. Passes back on the right wing to Rockweiler. Skips it over the left side to Peyton Stock. He'll take a 3. Got it. Peyton Stock with the 3-pointer. It's 13-5. Prairie du Chien, 33 seconds to play first quarter. Sagadaw. In the backcourt, pecked on by Bachman. He'll dribble across the timeline to the top of the key. Lobs it to Lenzendorf. Left block. Across the lane with the pass to Weber, and Weber lays it up for 2.
No selfishness on that team, Darren.
That was a very, very pretty pass. 15-5. Decorah on top, or trailing, I should say. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Rockweiler with it on the right wing. Back between the circles to Bachman with 7 seconds. He calls the set play with 5 seconds. Bachman around a Schindler screen. Can't find an opening. Bachman's going to take a top of the key 3-pointer that goes wide left at the end of the first quarter. 15-5. Prairie du Chien leads it after 1. Let's take a break for Hacker Nelson, CPAs and business consultants. 1 quarter done. Prairie du Chien up by a 15-5 margin. What's sticking out on the stat sheet there, Coach B?
Well, it's pretty obvious that Decorah has only taken 7 shots. They've made 2, 1 3 and 1 2, and that's only going to figure out to about 28%. Prairie du Chien, on the other hand, has taken 11 shots. They've made 6, so they're shooting right at a nice hot 54%. And you know what? If this continues for the duration of this ball game, Decorah is not going to win. Notice how I figured that out?
Very good.
Yeah. I stayed up last night and studied a little bit.
Well, hopefully you didn't lose too much sleep there, partner.
Got to stay sharp.
Stock, Bachman, Rockweiler, Hosting, and Schindler to start the second quarter as Prairie du Chien extends the defense a little bit. They trap Bachman in the far right corner. He goes at the top of the key to Schindler, passes back on the far right side to Bachman. He dribbles between the circles, passing on the near left side to Hosting. Hosting back to Bachman. Bachman lobs it left corner to Stock. Steps back beyond the arc, drives into the lane, put it up off the glass and in. And a foul is going to be called on Prairie du Chien. Nice drive by Stock, and he'll have the opportunity at the old-fashioned hat trick.
Well, I tell you what, Peyton is just playing a heck of a lot better here as the season progresses. Not that he played badly, but he's becoming a lot more of an offensive threat. If you try to go out and take away that 3, which is tough when you're 6'5", he's going to drive on you.
Stock gets the free throw to go. Vikes on a 6-0 run. It's 15-8 right now. Foul is on Drew Scott his second and the team's fourth. With it in the left corner is Sagadol. Sagadol skips it over right corner to Hoganson. Hoganson dribbles to the right wing, right corner to George. A three is up, it's long. Rebound taken by Scott underneath. He misses the shot from point blank range. Banasic got the board, put it up, and no good, but a foul is going to be called on Hosting, which will be his second and the team's third. Second possession in this game that Decorah has given Prairie du Chien 3 chances.
And guess what? That's not good. We got to do a better job. We got to put a body on it. We got to keep moving. We have a tendency to block out, but then we kind of give it up, and then we got to stay with the guy. Get some fouls. Get him over your back.
Nate Banasic with the free throw up and good. Jonah Johnson in, Bryce Hosting out, Tim Meyer in, Loudon Rockweiler out. The quintet for Prairie du Chien, Sagadol, George, Banasic, Scott, and Hoganson right now. Second one up for Nate, up and good. He is the son of head coach Andy Banasic, in case you were wondering. 17-8, Prairie du Chien on top. Inbounds it comes to Jonah under pressure in the backcourt. Leaves it out of Meyer, passes across the timeline to Nick Bachman. Bachman between the circles to Meyer on the push to the free throw line. Left corner to Peyton Stack. Stack on the near left wing to Jonah Johnson. Top of the key to Meyer. Meyer on the drive of the lane. Ball deflected, taken by Peyton Stack on the left wing. Goes left corner to Meyer. Meyer top of the key. Jonah Johnson open look at three. Got it!
My goodness gracious. He's still got it, Darren.
Jonah Johnson now 9 of 19 this season from long distance. 17-11 Prairie du Chien, 6:44 to play second quarter. George with it across the timeline. Left baseline to Banasic, a 15-footer up and good.
We got to do a better job. We got to find people back there.
Banasic with 4, 19-11 Prairie du Chien, 6:30 to play second quarter. Johnson with it on the right wing, passes left wing to Bachman, left corner to Stock, tried to get it to Schindler over his head. Leaping interception made by Sagadol. He pushes up into the front court to Banasic at the right block. Right baseline to Scott, 5-footer, no good. Rebound Tim Meyer for Decorah. Meyer a bounce pass towards Bachman, knocked away by George, and George will drive in and lay it up for 2.
That turnover hurt.
Connor George now at 10, 21-11. The lead 10 for Prairie du Chien. 6 minutes to play second quarter. Meyer passes towards Bachman, intercepted by George. George will lay it up and in, and John Carlson will take a 30-second timeout. 5:55 to play in quarter number 2. Prairie du Chien now leading by 12. 23-11. Vikes just not taking very good care of the basketball and just not really used to the intense defense that Prairie du Chien's bringing. It's a combination of the two. 9 turnovers thus far, and I'd be willing to venture Prairie's capitalized on most of them.
Yes, they have, Darren, especially those last two. Especially after Decorah had kind of made a little bit of a run. But this is classic Prairie du Chien. All the years I watched, that patented 1-2-2 half-court trap press, and it's always been tough. They do it in 9th grade when I used to coach the 9th grader boys, and they do it right on up through the system, and they get really good at it.
5:55 to play second quarter. 23-11 Prairie du Chien.
Now they're in a full court man-to-man.
Bachman dribbles across the timeline, leaves it right of the lane to Peyton Stock. Stock double teamed in the right corner, looks for an outlet, tried to bounce it underneath and actually bounced it off of Nate Banasic and out of bounds. So Prairie du Chien will give it back to Decorah, baseline right. Bachman will play it with 5:41 to play second quarter. Leaping grab at the right wing to Jonah Johnson, dribbles to the free throw line, passes back between the circles to Nick Bachman. Bachman calling a set play with the right hand, dribbles with the right hand to the right wing. Top of the key to Rockweiler. Rockweiler with a jab step around a Schindler screen to the right side. Tried to get it to Sean, knocked away, taken away by Sagadol for Prairie du Chien. Sagadol up the left side of the floor, top of the key to Lenzendorf. Lenzendorf retreats to the midcourt area, passes on the far left side of Banasic. Underneath at the left block, and a layup is good by Casey Hoganson. Prairie du Chien right now on a 7-0 run, and they have opened up a 14-point lead, 25-11, 5 minutes to play second quarter. Johnson in the right corner to Stock. Skip pass over to Bachman. Near left corner, three-pointer is a brick. Rebound pulled down by Casey Hoganson. Quickly ahead to Lenzendorf. Lenzendorf jump stop, right block, lays it up for 2.
Well, if we don't get back on defense, we're dead in the water here, Darren.
Lenzendorf with his first 2, 27-11 Prairie du Chien. 4:40 to play second quarter. Rockweiler passes across the timeline to Johnson. Double team near the half-court line. Passes on the near left side in the forecourt to Rockweiler to Johnson. Back to Bachman to reset. Bachman On the dribble, midcourt area, veering over to the right side. Lob pass high on the right to Schindler. Turns and faces against Banasic, takes him to the right block, fades away from 5 and misses. Rebound pulled down by Banasic for Prairie du Chien. Banasic up the left side of the floor, spinning into the lane against Stock. Nice up and under move. Schindler blocked him. Banasic got the ball back, missed the shot. Rebound to Nisis, and he missed the shot as well. And Rockweiler pulls down the board for Decorah. Now to Bachman, left corner to Johnson. Johnson driving left baseline, a runner from 12, no good. Rockweiler tips the rebound out to Stock on the right wing. Back between the circles to Bachman with 3:45 to play second quarter. Prairie du Chien up 27-11. Left of the circle with it is Rockweiler. Rockweiler spinning away from a defender, now stops, leaves it back on the left wing to Peyton Stock. Stock around the screen. Going to take a three-pointer, no good, and he was knocked down on the three. And a foul is called by Mr. Kevin Wiedemeyer.
Got bailed out there. He had about 7 guys in his face, and he still shot. Good choice, I guess.
Zach Nicias, his first foul, team's 5th, and 3 coming for Peyton Stock, who's 1 for 1 at the free throw line. First free throw, no good. Peyton on the season, a 55%er.
We need to have one here to break this run.
Second free throw is up, no good. New 4 in for Prairie du Chien, new 2 in for Decorah. That's Hovden and hosting to join Johnson, Stock, Rockweiler. And Johnson on the floor. Prairie du Chien now in there with Nick Weber, with Wesley Schwager, Corey Check, also Lenzendorf, and also George. Third free throw, no good. Rebound pulled down by Corey Check for Prairie du Chien. 3:22 to play second quarter. It's a 27-11 lead for Prairie du Chien. They have the ball. They shoot to our right. Lenzendorf, three-pointer left side. No, it's a alley-oop on the left baseline, and catching it and falling out of bounds was Wesley Schwager. Or was he out of bounds and came back in bounds to catch it? Anyway, it's some sort of a violation, and it's a 27-11 lead. And a turnover for Prairie du Chien, their first of the night. Johnson ahead to Hovden at the left block. Hovden, right wing to Stock, right of the circle to Rockweiler. A 3 is up, it's no good. Rebound taken by Rockweiler, ripping it out of the hand of his opponent. Rockweiler to Hovden, left block, puts it up and in.
That was just a good hustle play, both ends there, Darren.
That ends a 9-0 Prairie du Chien run. 27-13 Prairie du Chien, 2:43 to play second quarter. Schwager tried to get it underneath to a cutting Nick Weber, and it ends up right in the hands of Kevin Wiedemeyer along the baseline.
And notice he had good hands, too. Of course, he taught his son everything he knew.
Yeah.
Who was his son, by the way, Darren?
Mr. Samantha Jewell. We got it. That's how he's referred to in the court. 2:40 to play second quarter, 27-13. Prairie du Chien has the lead. Decorah with the ball. Bachman brings it to the front court to our left. He's guarded by Sagadol in the midcourt area. He drives to the left baseline, drives to the block, put it up, no good. Rebound taken by Rockweiler. Turnaround shot at the block, up and good. Loudon with his first 2. 27-15. Andy Banasic will take a 30-second timeout with 2:21 to play here in the second quarter. So 27-15. Decorah trailing by 12. This is not exactly an uncomfortable position for Decorah based on their last couple of nights out. It's just not nice to dig yourself as much of a hole as you're doing, but the guys wearing the maroon jerseys have a lot to do with that as well.
Well, I know I grew up on a farm, and sometimes you had jobs to do, chores to do, and one of them, of course, was that we had to go fencing. But eventually you might misplace that shovel that you use to dig out of trouble, and we're going to have to buckle in here a little bit and be just a little bit more careful, and we really have to make sure we don't get beat back on the defensive end. They've gotten 3 or 4 really easy shots.
27-15 Prairie du Chien second quarter. Across the timeline with it is George against a 1-3-1 defense. Back between the circles to Sagadol. passes on the left side to Nick Weber. Weber between the circles, passes left baseline to counter. George drives the baseline, takes a 15-footer, no good. Weak side board, Nick Bachman for the Cora. Bachman quickly up into the front court, passes on the right wing to Rockweiler. Rockweiler driving baseline, kicks it back between the circles to Hosting, and he gets bumped into on the leaping grab. He is fouled by Corey Check. Corey picks up personal number 2, team foul number 6 on Prairie du Chien. 1:51 to play second quarter, 27-15. Prairie du Chien on top. Baseline left, Hosting tried to get it in, bounce towards Stock. Ball deflected to the corner and taken by Prairie du Chien. Drew Scott got it. Saginaw to George underneath at the left block to Hoganson. He went up, got his shot blocked by Stock, but Stock got a piece of the arm as well. Stock will pick up his first and the team's fourth, and going to the free throw line to shoot a couple is Casey Hoganson. 102 seconds to play in the second quarter. We do have an update from Edco tonight.
No, already.
It's already done down there. They started early.
Oh.
Score 142-36.
Wow, good for them.
Second free throw up and good for Hoganson. He splits the free throw. And 4 points on the night for him. 28-15 the score, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Prairie du Chien on the way out. And the foul is going to be on Chaz Saginaw. Saginaw picks up his first, team 7. So the Vikes will shoot free throws for the final 100 seconds.
I'm not so sure that's good, Darren, based upon our previous performance tonight.
Trends are made to be broken, though.
What is it, 1 for 5 or 6?
Free throw up, free throw good.
See, I just got to talk.
Madness,
I got to badmouth it a little here, Darren.
Madness to your method, right, Coach?
Yep, you bet.
It was 1 for 5 before that. Second free throw. Up and good for Hosting. 28-17, Prairie du Chien up 11, 1:35 to play second quarter. Right corner with it is Hoganson. Top of the key to George. Three-pointer no good. Rebound to Stock. Stripped right out of his hands. And a layup is up and good by Casey Hoganson.
Hello.
Hoganson with 6. 30-17. Prairie du Chien. 1:15 to play here in the second quarter. Bachman to Rockweiler to Bachman, passing across the timeline to Rockweiler. He's double teamed near the timeline, passes on the left wing to Hosting underneath the Schindler left block, puts it up and in. Sean with his first 2, 30-19 Prairie du Chien. 1 minute to play, second quarter. George dribbling across the timeline. George passing on the far left side to Saginaw. Saginaw on the left wing to Banasic. Banasic holds and looks against Stock. Left of the circle to Hoganson. Between the circles to Scott. Underneath the Banasic at the right block. Back to Scott. Straight on three-pointer. Top of the key. No good. Rockweiler pulls down the rebound with 33 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Decorah ball trailing by 11.
Be great if we can get this to single figures here, Darren.
Bachman with it across the timeline. Bachman dribbles up into the front court. Left corner to Hosting. Hosting dribbles to the free throw line. Jump pass to Rockweiler, right wing. Steps up to the free throw line. Jump shot. It's short. Rebound deflected. Taken by Prairie du Chien. It's Banasic that got it with 8 seconds left in the second quarter. Nate passes right wing to Hoganson. Hoganson driving baseline. 12-footer up. No good. Tap up by George. No good. Horn sounds half over. Prairie du Chien leads it at the halftime break, 30-19. Let's take a timeout for Henning Construction, Wellington Place, Decorah Physical Therapy, and Hovden Oil. Prairie du Chien basketball leading by 11. They'll shoot to our left here in the second half. George, Saginaw, Banasic, Hoganson, and Nishis for Prairie du Chien. Schindler, Stock, Rockweiler, Bachman, and Hosting for Decorah. Right baseline with it. Banasic, 10-footer up and good.
Too easy, Darren.
Nate Banasic up with a 6-point night now. 32-19 the score. With 7:35 to play here in the third quarter.
Excuse me, Darren. Prairie out in that 1-2-2 full court press. We broke it.
Rockweiler to Bachman. Bachman a hand pass to Hosting. He'll retreat to the midcourt area. Hosting passes to Rockweiler. Ball punched into the backcourt. Run down by Rockweiler. He'll pass on the far left side to Bachman. Bachman's deflected pass taken left to the lane by Stock. Stock, a turnaround shot, left short. Rebound pulled down by Connor George. George up the right side of the floor, bounce pass underneath the Saginaw. Layup good.
Did I mention this? Too easy.
Saginaw with 4. 34-19 the score, 15-point lead for Prairie du Chien. Bachman to Rockweiler. Rockweiler dribbles up into the front court, passes to Bachman on the far left side. Bachman near the timeline, takes a couple of dribbles, passes near right side to Rockweiler. Rockweiler holding and looking, head and shoulder fake to the free throw line, dribbles to the left of the lane, dumps it underneath the Stock. Ball intercepted by Hoganson, and Stock gave him a bear hug on the way out.
Yeah, frustration there by Stock. Frustration.
Stock picks up his second, team's first. Hovden in, Stock out. 6:30 to play here in the third. And Prairie du Chien up by 15. Their high water mark has been 16 here in the first half.
Well, we haven't come out of the locker room fired up yet, Darren. And part of the problem is, again, we're not doing a very good job of taking care of the basketball or playing defense.
Hoganson underneath at the left block. A turnaround shot is no good, but a foul is called. Brent Scharf will tell us it's on Bryce Hosting. It's his third and the team's second.
Yeah, we don't execute very well on the offensive end, and our defense has just got to get stronger.
Free throw up, free throw good. 7 points on the night for Casey Hoganson. Jonah Johnson will come in to get Bryce Hosting for Decorah. 6:18 to play here in the third. It is a 16-point lead for Prairie du Chien. 35-19. Second one up, no good. Rebound taken by Johnson, punched out of his hands by Casey Hoganson. Goes out of bounds, and Decorah will play it at the Prairie bench to our left.
We're getting beat to the ball, Darren. They're just out hustling us.
And a foul before the ball came in bounds as Saginaw was holding Bachman. Saginaw picks up his second, team's first. 6:13 to play here in the third. Rockweiler lost control of the ball, bumps it out of bounds on the half court. The ball will go out of bounds, and Prairie du Chien will play it.
That's turnover 13 for Decorah, Darren.
Full timeout asked for by John Carlson. 6:11 to play here in the third. Prairie du Chien leading 35-19. Let's take a break for Rockweiler Appliance and TV. The Blackhawks have controlled the first minute 49 of the third quarter. They have extended what was an 11-point lead at halftime to 15. Their high water mark of the game has been 16. They have led all night. And a pretty impressive unit, but you don't expect much less out of an Andy Banasic coach team.
No, they're very well coached, and they know what their duties are. And they've really put the hammer down on both ends here, Darren.
Hoganson with it on the right side, right baseline to Banasic against Hovden. Banasic driving right of the lane. Try to drop step, and a foul is going to be called on Hovden. Hovden will pick up his first personal foul, and the team's third. Foul was on the floor that time. And Prairie du Chien will play it front court to our left, baseline left. Connor George will look to get it in bounce, left of the lane to Nishis. A 10-footer left of the lane, no good. Rebound to Rockweiler, quickly ahead to Bachman on the right side. Bachman drives in the lane, finger roll up and good. First points of the night for Nick Bachman. 35-21. 5:35 to play here in the third. Hoganson with it on the right side. Top of the key to Nishis. Left side to Saginaw. Saginaw top of the key to Banasic. A three-pointer, no good. Rebound down to Nishis, but he pushed off in the battle for the board. Brent Scharf right on the call. That was one somebody in Kilmer could have called, even with an obstructed view.
I didn't see that, Darren. What was it?
Well. And for the record, Coach B is wearing his glasses to broadcast. Better check the prescription as Bachman pass deflected, taken away by George. George goes up, had it blocked by Johnson. George gets the ball back. Loose ball along the baseline. Corralled by Bachman eventually. And Bachman pushes up into the front court. No look pass towards Rockweiler, knocked away, taken away by Banasic. Banasic dumps it to George. Layup good.
My goodness gracious.
14 for George. It's 37-21 Prairie du Chien. They've matched their biggest lead of the game with 4:50 to play here in the third.
Right when it looks like we might be able to make a little bit of a run at them, and then we just they've come up with some big plays.
Johnson with it between the circles on the right side of Nick Bachman. Bachman passes on the far left side to Rockweiler. Rockweiler between the circles to Hovden. Hovden directing traffic, a hand pass to Bachman. Checked in the midcourt area defensively by Saginaw. He'll drive to the right side. He'll take a three-pointer. It's short. Rebound to the side. Bachman saves it into Hovden. His deflected pass goes to Stock in the midcourt area, who leaves it to Bachman on the right wing. Bachman retreats to the midcourt area against Saginaw. Bachman on the dribble, bounces it outside the arc, right side to Stock. Skips it over to Bachman, left side. Bachman to Stock, left of the lane. Stock holds and looks, passes to Bachman, left baseline. Runner from 5, got it. Bachman with 2 in a row for the Cora. 37-23, 3:52 to play here in the third as Prairie all the way down, lays it up and in. And Drew Scott was the man who did so. 39-23 as the inbound pass intercepted by Saginaw. Saginaw is going to go up and score. Saginaw with 6. 41-23, 3:33 to play in the third. And now Prairie du Chien with their biggest lead of the game at 18. Bachman to Jonah Johnson. Johnson with it across the timeline. His pass to Bachman between the circles. Tried to get it to Loudon Rockweiler underneath. Ball deflected. Saved in by Hovden to Rockweiler, who lays it up for 2. Rockweiler with 4. 41-25. 16-point lead for Prairie du Chien with 3:10 to play in the third. Saginaw with the basketball. Passes deep on the right side to Connor George. George between the circles to Banasic. Banasic guarded by Stock. Outside the arc, left side to Scott. Scott between the circles to Hoganson. Right side of Banasic. Back to Hoganson. Top of the key to Cora, man for man. Left side with it is Drew Scott. Scott guarded by Adam Hovden. Scott holds and looks, taking a couple of dribbles. Picks up his dribble in the midcourt area left side. Kicks it back to George, standing in the center circle, calling a set play by showing a thumbs up to the rest of his teammates. He's now guarded closely by Johnson, and now passes to Saginaw on the left wing, right side to George. Shot faking a drive right of the lane. He'll stop, and a foul is going to be called on Jonah Johnson. Johnson went up on the ball fake and came down on George. They rule the foul correctly on the floor. Jonah picks up his first and the team's fourth. 2:27 to play here in the third. 41-25 the score. Baseline left. Prairie du Chien will get it in front court to our left. Lenzendorf left baseline to Drew Scott. Scott driving into the lane. Dump pass along the baseline to Lenzendorf. A 12-footer is up and good. The 12-footer for number 12 gives him 4 on the night. And Prairie du Chien leads 43-25. Bachman with the basketball between the circles. Lobs underneath the Stock in the left block. Stock takes a dribble, goes high off the glass for 2. Stock leading Decorah with 8.
Good left hand there too, Darren.
43-27, 2 minutes to play in the third. Prairie du Chien basketball and lead. They shoot to our left. Underneath with it is Corey Check. Check goes Tabaki to Scott. Scott on the right side to Schwager. Schwager back between the circles to Check. Left side to Scott. Scott underneath the Lenzendorf. No look pass to Check, driving down the lane. Put up the shot. No good. Lenzendorf went for the board. Went up and got fouled. Foul will go on Hosting. That will be personal number 4 on him with 1:40 to play here in the third.
I don't know if you've noticed this, and certainly all of you folks at home that are listening haven't because you're not seeing it, but Prairie du Chien does not dribble. I mean, when they are attacking the offensive end, it's passing. They're zipping those balls around, and eventually they get to a weak spot in the defense because the defense just can't react quick enough.
Lenzendorf, the first free throw up and good. He's got 5 points on the night. Prairie du Chien up 44-27 with 100 seconds to play in the third. Second free throw up and good. Lenzendorf now with 6. 45-27, 18-point lead for Prairie du Chien. Bachman with it across the timeline. Double team near the half-court line. Deflected pass taken on the right side by Johnson. Looped in the left corner to Meyer. Left wing to Bachman. At the free throw line to Schindler. Right side to Johnson. Johnson a hand pass to Bachman. Driving baseline. Takes the 15-footer. No good. Schindler muscles the rebound away from an opponent. And a foul is called on Schwager, who tried to arm hook him down. Schwager picks up his first, team's third.
And you're exactly right, Darren, when you described that as wrestling it away. He just literally grabbed it out of his arms.
Left corner to Stock. Left to the key to Meyer. Back in the left corner to Stock. And a foul is going to be called on Prairie du Chien, who one of their players tried to muscle his way through Stock. Foul will go on Corey Check, his third, team's fourth. 1:11 to play in the third. 45-27 Prairie du Chien. Decorah ball, front court to our right, baseline left. Johnson gets it inbounds to Stock. Left to the corner to Bachman. Or left of the key to Bachman to Johnson on the left wing. Top of the key to Meyer. Meyer with the head and shoulder fake to the free throw line. Kicks it left of the lane to Stock. Stock skips it over to Johnson right side with 55 seconds to play in the third. Johnson with between the legs dribble. Passes left to the key to Schindler, right side to Stock. 20-footer up and good. Well, now it's actually a three-pointer. Stock into double figures with 11. They're now going to rule it a 2. It's 45-29. 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. Check with the deep on the right side against the 1-3-1 of Decorah this trip. Back between the circles to Josh Lenzendorf, who just checked in. Out of Schwager, back to Josh Lenzendorf, over to his brother Jacob Lenzendorf. He skips it over on the right side to Corey Check. Had it knocked away by Meyer, taken away by Bachman. Bachman dribbling up into the front court, pulls up the top of the key. A three-pointer is no good. Rebound down to Josh Lenzendorf for Prairie du Chien. Outlet left to Jacob Lenzendorf. His his shot at the buzzer, partially deflected by Stock. It'll go out of bounds, and Decorah trails by 16, heading to the fourth. 45-29. Let's take a break for Bruning Rock Products and for Vic's Heating and Plumbing. Decorah ball to start the fourth quarter. They shoot to our right and they trail by 16 against an awfully talented Prairie du Chien bunch.
The shooting percentages are just about the same right now for both teams. Difference again remains turnovers. We have 15, they have 4.
Jonah Johnson between the circles to Nick Bachman. Bachman works it between the circles, veering over the right side. Bachman still on the dribble, now picks it up between the circles to Loudon Rockweiler. Right side to Sean Schindler. He's checked by Nicias. His pass intercepted by Hoganson. Hoganson drives in for the Blackhawks and lays it up for 2. Hoganson with the scoop and score, if you will. He's got 9. And the lead back up to 18 for Prairie du Chien. 47-29, 7:25 to play here in the fourth. Bachman with it across the timeline. Passes on the far left side of Johnson. Left corner to Rockweiler. A 3 is up off the side of the rim. Loudon got his own board. Drives in. Lays it up for 2. Loudon with 6.
He does a really nice job of following his miss.
47-31. Prairie du Chien up 16. Vanasek left to the lane to Sagadol. Back between the circles to Connor George. George with it between the circles, taking a couple of dribbles. Passes on the far right side to Hoganson. Now at the free throw line to Sagadol. Sagadol left of the circle to Vanasek. A 3 up and good. Vanasek with 9. And Prairie du Chien now with their biggest lead at 50-31.
Yeah, we needed that 3 like we needed a headache.
Rockweiler driving baseline. 17-footer right side up and good. Loudon with 8. 50-33 with 6:30 remaining in the game. Hoganson dribbles across the timeline, moving to our left. Hoganson against the Decorah man-for-man. Passes on the near left side to George. George dribbles to the top of the key. Now to Nicias. Passes on the right side to Hoganson. Right of the circle to Nicias. Top of the key to Vanasek. Underneath the Hoganson at the left block. Turnaround shot. Up and good, but they're going to rule the foul on the floor beforehand. Loudon Rockweiler tried to draw the charge and flopped and got his second foul for it. And the team's 6th.
And that was a proper call there by the official.
6:05 to play here in the fourth quarter. 50-33 the score. Prairie du Chien. Baseline left. Front court to our left, into Saginaw, back to George. Layup from the right block, no good. Rebound taken down by Bachman. Bachman up into the front court for Decorah with 5:55 to play. Bachman around a screen to the right side. Bachman goes top of the key to Rockweiler. Rockweiler holding and looking between the circles against the defensive George. He'll drive to the high post left, and a foul is going to be called away from the ball on Prairie du Chien. It'll be their 5th. Personal will be on Nicias, his 3rd. 5:45 to play. 50-33 Prairie du Chien. Inbounds, it will come from hosting the Stack in the right corner. Stack takes an 18-footer, side of the rim. No good. Rebound taken by Hosting. Drives out to the left wing, left of the circle to Blake Schmelzer. Schmelzer, a hand pass to Hosting with 5:30 to play. Hosting around a screen, dribbles to the free throw line, now stops underneath the Hovden, got his man in the air, went up, missed the shot, but a foul is called on a strong take by Hovden. Scott picks up his 3rd, team's 6th.
Well, credit Hosting for drawing the attention there and making a nice pass. And the head fake, gosh, I like that. That's old-time basketball. Give me the old head fake.
Adam Hovden, who was 2 for 9 at the free throw line, just swishes his first attempt.
Well, we're going to have to make every free throw down the run here, too, if we have any chance of coming back in this, Darren.
Second free throw for Hovden, front rim, missed. Rebound pulled down by Prairie du Chien. Banasic got it. Out of Connor George, up into the front court. George dribbles to the free throw line, stops in the lane, goes left corner to Banasic. A 3 is up, got it.
Well, here we go again.
12 points for Nate Banasic. High water mark once again for Prairie du Chien, 53-34, 19-point lead with 5 minutes to play. Hosting lost control of the ball, taken away by Hoganson. Hoganson to Sagadol, layup no good. George got the board, left block, puts it up and in. Connor George with 16 on the night to lead Prairie du Chien. 55-34, and John Carlson is going to take a full timeout. 4:46 left. 55-34, Prairie du Chien leading by 21. Let's take a break for Plan One Financial, Reagan Marty Wise, and for Wicks Construction. 21-point lead for Prairie du Chien, looking to extend their winning streak to 5 and to go to 11-2 on the season. 55-34, it'll be Decorah basketball. Stack has it between the circles on the near right side. Passes on the far left wing to Hosting. Top of the key to Blake Schmelzer. Schmelzer against man-to-man defense, goes to Stack right side. Three-pointer no good. Connor George with the rebound for Prairie du Chien. George dribbling around midcourt area against Bryce Hosting's defense. George dribbles to the free throw line, passes on the right side to Lenzendorf, who retreats to the midcourt area. He'll pass on the near left side to Schwager. Schwager left baseline to Connor George. Top of the key to Scott. Scott over on the right side to Hoganson. Hoganson bounce pass underneath the George, turns and faces right baseline, 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Schwager went up and got fouled. Schindler got him. Personal number 1 on Sean, team foul number 7, 3:45 left in the game. And Prairie du Chien will look to extend the advantage with the first free throw up and good for Schwager.
You know, Darren, we had an opportunity about within a minute ago of cutting the game into a 14-point ball game, and all of a sudden it turned into 21. And that's just been the characteristic tonight. They have just made great runs of 6, 8, 10 points at a time.
Second free throw up and good. 4 points for Wesley Schwager. It's 57-34. 23-point lead now for Prairie du Chien with 3:40 to play. Bryce Hosting passes on the near right side to Tim Meyer. Meyer right of the circle, driving in the lane, had the ball knocked away. It's loose, taken by Wesley Schwager for Prairie du Chien. Up on the right side to Lenzendorf. Dumps it underneath the right block to Nick Weber, and a reverse layup is good.
How many times have we gotten beat back, Darren? It's just been unbelievable.
59-34 the score. 3:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. Stock driving right baseline. Right wing to Tim Meyer. Meyer driving right baseline, lost the ball, and it's taken away by Jacob Lenzendorf for Prairie du Chien. Blackhawks looking to extend their 25-point advantage as Tim Meyer fouls Lenzendorf. That'll be his first and the team's 8th. So Meyer out and Jonah Johnson in with 2:56 remaining. And I talked about this with Coach Carlson in the pregame, and know, when you had a couple of games like you did last week where you had nice comebacks, you ended up with excitement and fun and wins like that as Lenzendorf hits the first free throw. Sometimes it masks a few things. And he said just basically this team's overall consistency just hasn't been there this year as Lenzendorf hits the second free throw to make it 61-34. And when you have these up and down roller coasters against a dang good team tonight, this is what you're going to get. Schindler has it right block, put up the shot, no good, and Weber got the foul. His second, team 7.
You're right, Darren, and of course the thing that has to be in the back of the minds a little bit is that, Prairie du Chien play them every year, but that's really not one of those hotbed rivalries. So I'm sure they look past a little bit to see that Waverly game looming on the near horizon.
Free throw up and good for Schindler. He's got 3 points on the night. Second free throw up and good.
Well, I think what they're finding out tonight is that Prairie plays just about as well as Waverly does. I mean, they get after it.
61-35 with 2:40 remaining in the game.
Or out in a little 1-2-2 here, Darren, excuse me.
26-point lead as the ball is caught by Evan Trainer on the near side, but he had a sneaker on the line right in front of us.
Yep, and you know what? That's their 5th turnover. That's a pretty darn clean game.
As compared to 19 takeaways of Decorah. That's a ratio most coaches would accept.
If you had the 5.
Schindler underneath the right block, kind of lowered the shoulder, but they're going to rule a foul on Prairie du Chien beforehand. Nick Weber will pick up the personal, his 3rd, team's 8th. Schindler to the line to shoot a couple. Austin Barth in for Decorah with 2:22 remaining in the ball game. Andrew Waller in for Prairie du Chien for the first time. And Prairie du Chien, right at their scoring average, 61 points a game. We talked about it earlier. Every time they have reached 50 or more this year, they have won. The 2 times they didn't, they lost.
I don't know how excuse me, Darren, go ahead.
Schindler makes the first free throw.
I don't know how a team would hold this team down to less than 50 points.
You got to be pretty good to do it.
That's exactly right.
Free throw no good. Rebound down to Evan Tainer for Prairie du Chien. Waller on the drive of the lane, put up the shot, had it knocked away by Johnson, goes out of bounds to Prairie du Chien as Brent Schaefer comes in for Decorah.
And I tell you what, I can't deny the effort. The effort tonight has been great by Decorah. They just haven't been able to click against this strong defense.
Well, in 7 of the 12 games for Prairie du Chien, they've held teams to under 50 points, and barring anything really, really weird right now, it's going to be 8 out of 13 in that category. And if you hold teams to under 50 points, you win in high school basketball. Nick Weber on the right side to Josh Lenzendorf, passes on the far right wing to Andrew Waller. Waller on the right wing, works on Johnson, back between the circles to Trainer. Trainer in the left corner to Weber. Weber dribbles to the left wing. Back between the circles to Schwager. Schwager to Lenzendorf. Got it underneath to Weber, and Weber went up and got fouled. With 1:43 remaining in the game, Austin Barth, the guilty party. His first, team's 9th. Weber to the line to shoot 2.
Well, they whipped that ball around, and all of a sudden you got the guy cutting down the middle, and he's wide open. And we made a good play there to get a hand on the ball. Unfortunately, he got part of the body as well.
Free throw up and good for Nick Weber for his 5th point of the night. Prairie du Chien led by George with 16 and Hoganson with 12 on the night. Second free throw no good. Rebound Brent Schaefer for Decorah. 62-37. 1:36 remaining. Barth has it underneath, and Austin catches, shoots, and scores. And Andy Banasic going to take a timeout for sub purposes only. 1:32 remaining. It's a 62-37 ball game, as Austin Barth just got his first 2 points of the night. So you got Prairie du Chien tonight, and then a road trip to Waverly. Probably not easy. Understatement. Friday night.
Understatement.
And then you head back home and head back on highways 52, 24, and 63 and head to Waterloo West on Saturday.
Poor timing on those two games. I mean, they're both long field trips, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough.
So, there's 22 seconds left on the timeout clock, and 1:32 left in the game. And next Tuesday night, Vikes back home against Stowine. Then they travel to New Hampton on next Friday night. The postseason district pairings came out as Austin Barth with a good double leg takedown from behind on Jack Steffler. Steffler will go to the line to shoot a couple. Barth gets his second personal foul. Decorah is in the same district as Waverly, Shell Rock, Charles City, and Cresco. Right now, it would appear if they do what they have in years past and put 4 teams at one location, Waverly Shell Rock would be hosting that first round game. And then as the first free throw up and good, second free throw up and good as well. It's 64-37 Prairie du Chien. And basically with the remaining games, there's no conceivable way. Barth three-pointer no good after the block, and Taylor Adrian pulls it down as well. There's no conceivable way it won't be Decorah Crestwood in the first round. And the winner probably seeing Waverly Shell Rock in a district final. As the ball goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover on Prairie du Chien, one of their few of the night, only 6.
Yep, that's a pretty clean game, and Decorah plays decent defense. We got beat back a few times, but that's just good discipline on their part.
58 seconds remaining in the game, 64-39 as Barth drives in, and he gets fouled by Jack Steffler, his first. And Austin Barth will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Decorah led by Peyton Stock with 10 tonight, and Loudon Rockweather with 8. Barth's first free throw, no good. Prairie du Chien, nice balance. George 16, Panasic 12, Hoganson 9, Wensendorf 8, Sagadol 6. As Barth makes the second free throw.
Well, Prairie just would not let us get inside.
64-40 the score. Loose ball taken away by Brent Schaefer, 42 seconds to play. Dave Varney underneath catches the pass from Jonah Johnson, and Varney puts it up for 2.
Nice pass, nice basket.
Dave Varney, the senior, with his first 2, and now Varney with the steal, dumps underneath the Barth, layup no good. Jonah Johnson skies for the board and puts it up for 2. He got up there, Larry.
Yeah.
64-44, 11 seconds to play. Prairie du Chien led by as many as 27 points tonight. They're going to end up with a 20-point win over Decorah tonight, 64-44. To snap the Vikings' 4-game winning streak and extend Prairie du Chien's winning streak to